Hello YouTube, this is the Bucket coming at you today with my Walther Model 7. This is a 25 ACP gun, steel frame, steel slide, steel barrel. This is going to be a fixed barrel design. It's going to be a simple blowback, and it was made in between 1915 and 1919, although some of the literature says that it was made from 1917 to 1919. While we don't have defined records, the records that we do have would imply that these guns were made for about 45,000 units. These guns were really kind of antiquated as soon as they were produced, and records show that Walther was starting to work on the patents for the Walther Model 8, which would eventually replace the Walther Model 7. I'm going to do a video on the Walther Model 8 as well. The overall specs of these guns, they shoot from an 8-round detachable box magazine. The overall length is 5.5 inches. The barrel length is 3 inches. The overall width is 1.03 inches. The overall height is 3.75 inches. And the weight of this gun with its magazine is 11.8 ounces. These guns are really pretty comfortable in the hand. They've got a nice curvature in the back strap. You can get definitely 2 fingers, and I can get a little bit of a 3rd finger on it. And it is kind of a natural pointer. I really like the fact that these sights, as far as 25 ACP sights go, these pick up pretty okay. When they replaced it with a Walther Model 8, the sights on these are awful. I really like the sights and the grip a lot better on the Model 7. These were really designed for higher ranking officers that still wanted that badge of rank of carrying a sidearm, but really didn't need the size on it. That being said, there weren't a lot of those officers, and during the war, they really focused a lot on the Walther Model 4, which was the 32 ACP variant, which was just like this, but a lot bigger. As far as how this gun disassembles, it's really pretty simple. First, you're going to want to remove the 8-round detachable box magazine. When I have this out, there is no markings on the magazine. This one looks to be correct, but I wouldn't know for sure with no markings on it. You'll want to make sure that the gun is unloaded, and then you just simply push in and twist the bushing on the front that has the front sight. Then you remove the recoil spring. Then you remove the slide all the way back to the rear, lift it up, and you've got your gun disassembled. It has a fixed barrel. It's got that internal hammer. I'll go ahead and drop that nice and easy, and so you can see that there. It does have a serial number on the underneath of the slide here, although it's really hard to see. You can kind of, I don't know if we can show it. It's not going to show up on the camera, but it's a simple bushing design like a bayonet lug, and it just slides in really pretty easy if you can get it all lined up. Oh, there we go. And that's how it looks when it's in there. Reassembly is just the same thing in reverse, although I will tell you there's a little bit of a trick on it. When you put that slide on, you do have to just push down and then push forward. Then the recoil spring goes in, and then the barrel bushing. I like to think of this as 12 o'clock, so you want the front sight to be at approximately 11 o'clock, and then it reassembles real easily. As far as shooting impressions go of this gun, my gun is not a very good example. You could see it in a lot of the finish wear. There's some pitting on it. There's a lot of wear on it. And you can see with these horn grips, some bugs or some wormholes have gotten into mine a little bit. It's a rare gun, but mine is just not, doesn't function that great. And that's where kind of the problem comes in. All of mine stem from my magazine. I don't know if the feed lips are just out of tune a little bit. I would have some problems where I could get 3 or 4 bullets to run in a row, and then I would end up getting some nosing up of the rounds, and then I'd have to disassemble the pistol. I actually had the follower would come out and the spring would actually come out while I started to shoot the gun, so that's not ideal. Where the real problem comes is the fact that they don't make these magazines anymore. Now, when you go to Unblinking Eye, they will say that the Walther Model 8 and 7 have interchangeable magazines. Mine don't interchange, but I also had magazine problems with my Walther Model 8 as well. Now, I'm going to take it to John at Knapp Weaponry and see if he can tune up these mags. I've also gone to Sarco. Sarco is selling some replica Model 8 magazines. I'm going to see if it'll fix my problems in my Walther Model 8, but see if a newer magazine will actually fit my Walther Model 7. Now, I'll be honest with you, the last Sarco magazine I bought was for a Walther Model 9, and it didn't even fit in the gun. So we're going to see if that was just a one-off with the Model 9 magazines, and hopefully the Walther Model 8 magazines will fix what I've got a problem with my Model 8, and hopefully with my Model 7. So keep an eye out for that video. As far as accuracy goes, this, when I could get it to run, was not a super accurate pistol. I could hit a 10-inch plate at 7 yards. This is the kind of accuracy I got with it. I was kind of hoping that I would get a little bit more accuracy, but that's all the accuracy I could get out of it. When you buy a pistol like this, I'll just tell you guys, you know, you're really buying a cool piece of history, because probably it was definitely used in World War I, and a lot of German soldiers ended up coming home with their sidearm and then brought them back out for World War II. When I bought this gun, it was bought from a guy who bought from a guy type thing, but the original owner said that his grandpa picked this up at the Battle of the Bulge in December, and or possibly in January of 1944. You know, you never buy the story, you always buy the gun. This is a cool piece of history. It's super, super rare, and you can kind of think about where it may have been. Also, I can get 4 or 5 bullets to run out of this gun, and it's a lot of fun to do. So I'm not into this gun for a whole lot, but I will tell you, if you find one of these guns, just know that you may end up having some problems with the magazine, but if you've lucked out and yours has a good magazine on it, I definitely think this would run really reliably and be a lot of fun, because again, that grip's really nice. The sight picture's pretty good. It's a lot easier to get a hold of a FN 1905 or a Colt 1908 to really get yourself feeling like you could really aim with this gun. So I really enjoyed bringing this gun to the channel. Keep an eye out for the Walther Model 8 video that you saw here today, and hopefully that Sarco magazine will end up fixing both of these problems, and I'll do a follow-up video if it does. I want to thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. All the likes, the comments, the shares, they're really appreciated. And as always, you stay classy, YouTube.
Little middle baby bucket. Do you want to live in California?
No!
Why?
Because I'm not a communist.